Mukherjee and Basmati Mukherjee, I completely agree with your point. One needs to be very careful with their words, isn't it, Professor Asif Ramiz? You're a South and Middle East Asia foreign policy expert. There can be divided opinions. There are people, of course, who could be critical of the UAE, but there is a way of expressing your criticism as well. When you speak of the Houthi rebels, there has been a second attack within a week against the UAE. Last week, we've seen two of our own Indians, two of our own citizens dying, and perhaps that's why a little bit interest in India also as far as the situation really in faraway Yemen is also concerned. But certainly, we cannot be justifying such acts of violence, isn't it, sir?
Meenakshi, I agree with you. And yes, there are ways to criticize or to register your concerns. But the way she has tweeted and calling a country, Saudi Arabia, like bloodthirsty, I first of all strongly condemn this tweet and statement from Rana Ayyub. And I recommend that she perhaps, and I'm sure she needs some sort of mental and legal treatment immediately for this remark. Now, let me tell you why I'm saying this, Meenakshi. There are many reasons. Saudi Arabia is known for its humanitarian aids to the world. And when it comes to Yemen, if you look at the past 6 years history, Saudi Arabia has, around 18 billion US dollars Saudi Arabia has spent there just for the humanitarian aid, and last year alone, it has sent around 9 million US dollars just to help the country. And when she says that it's a bloodthirsty country, I think that she is not right, and I strongly condemn. There are more reasons coming from me why I'm saying that. She should come here, or she should, try to check her facts. The fact is that if you know what happened here in Abu Dhabi last week itself, where two innocent Indians lost their lives because of these, Houthi attacks, which is not only a Houthi militia, but a terrorist organization. Now, forget that. If you know about the cities here in Saudi Arabia like Abha, Jazan, where we have regular drone attacks and regular attacks here. Yes. Yeah, and the media, the world media knows about this. The entire world is appreciating what Saudi Arabia is doing for the humanity, for the humanitarian aids, and how they are retaliating. They are just trying to do the counter-terror attacks. It's a kind of retaliation, and someone who is trying to support this kind of act is directly supporting the Houthi militia and terrorist groups. This is not quite surprising, but I have to, since I'm in Saudi Arabia right now, there is one more point. One should understand, being a journalist, that Saudi Arabia has a very stronger relationship with India, and there are around 3 million Indians staying here at this moment. So these irresponsible statements from a journalist from our country is definitely going to damage the relations as well. So I am not going to tolerate, and no one from India, any sensible journalist or anyone, or Muslim or any Indian, is not going to tolerate this. And I think immediate legal and some sort of mental exercise or action is needed for Rana Ayyub.
Relations as well. Yes, she could antagonize a Western lobby. Perhaps that's not something which she's accounted. But considering that she's a citizen of this country, and India also has close ties when it comes to our Middle East policy as well with UAE and Saudis, certainly a lie repeated 100 times sometimes starts feeling like the truth. It can harm our interests as well, sir, isn't it?
Meenakshi, you're right. She has crossed all her limits. And she must understand what kinds of relations India has with other countries. And when it comes to Saudi Arabia, we have stronger ties beyond the petroleum and other businesses and economic relations. Okay, one should understand that. She has ashamed the nation, and she has also ashamed every Indian living in this region, and around 3 million or 3.5 million Indians living happily here in this country. One thing. Second thing is that she must know that there are lots of Yemenis living in this country, and they are living happily, and they are regularly helped and supported by the Saudi government there. Not only that, there is a very small number of Houthis, let's say 30-35% there in Yemen. They do not represent the entire nation. Whereas the entire nation, the Yemen, the government there, the ministers, they are also appreciating the humanitarian aid that the Saudi Arabia, it's the biggest donor for that nation. And if you look at the entire scenario all around the world, everyone is appreciating the efforts of Saudi Arabia. Everyone is appreciating the relationship between India and Saudi Arabia, and everyone is criticizing the terror attacks by Houthi militia and Houthi terrorist groups, or any attacks, let's be it Afghanistan or anywhere in any part of the world. But this time, when she talks about supporting Houthis, or she calls Saudi Arabia as bloodthirsty, it's something serious.
Yeah.
And this is something that she has
And
crossed all her limits this time.
absolutely.
Meenakshi.
And